Okay, let us see that we have started the session or not. All right, so we have started this session. I welcome you all to the session, and yes, it has started. All right. So good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon, everyone. Let us begin with our today's class. And today we are going to discuss the chemistry previous year questions. Okay. As you know, this is a series. So consider subscribing to the channel if you do not want to miss these classes. Every Tuesday, 1 p.m. we are discussing the biology questions, and every Wednesday at 1 p.m. we are discussing the chemistry questions. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the complete NCERT series is going on, and you can stay tuned to that as well. We have started with class 6, then we will go to 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Okay, likewise, we will keep on increasing the class. So now let us begin our today's session. We will start with the first question. All right. So I hope you can see what is written on the screen, what I am writing on the screen, etc. Everything is visible. All right. Okay, all good. So let's begin. All right. Mortar is a mixture of water, sand, and what else? Slaked lime, quicklime, limestone, or gypsum. Now, what is mortar? Say, just like in welding of iron, we use acetylene gas, etc., and we do the arc welding. In case of aluminium, we can do, say, soldering is done. Similarly, in case of, say, ceramics, what is used? So in case of ceramics, for joining these things, we use the mortar. So mortar is nothing but a mixture of sand, water, and what else is used? Can you tell me? We used slaked lime. Okay, slaked lime is used along with that. So different materials, the joining purpose or the material has to be different. In case of, if you take the example of Fevikwik, then these are the joining materials in case of multi surfaces. So in modern times, for household solution for smaller surfaces, these kind of instant fixes are being available. Otherwise, if you take the example of dendrite and fevicol, you can use fevicol on thermocol. Okay? You can use fevicol on thermocol. But have you tried using dendrite on thermocol? If as a child, I remember for some project, if you will add the dendrite to thermocol, in that case, it will start melting at that region and the thermocol will go down and there will be a hole in your thermocols and your project won't be completed. So different materials, different fixing and different, say, joining materials are to be used. All right. Next question. Okay. An emulsifier is an agent which, what is an emulsifier? It is an agent which stabilizes an emulsion. What are these? From which topic it is? It is from that topic when we study that solid, solid, liquid, what happens in different stages. And next option is aids the flocculation of an emulsion, accelerates the dispersion, or homogeneizes an emulsion. So in this case, what is an emulsifier? We use an emulsifier to, as the name itself is indicating, that if there is an emulsion, we want to stabilize with the help of this. So an emulsifier is an agent which stabilizes an emulsion. So 1 is the correct answer. All right. Let us look at the next question. Commercially, sodium bicarbonate is known as. If you are newly starting your preparation, then in that case, many a times you will be confused between sodium bicarbonate and sodium carbonate. So remember a trick here so that this confusion won't happen. That is B for bicarbonate and B for what? Washing soda? No. Baking soda, bleaching powder, or soda ash. Okay, one problem is here, bleaching soda also. they have given. So bicarbonate is your baking soda, all right? And when you say sodium carbonate, that is your the washing soda. So B, you take it for baking. It is baking soda. Next, question number 4. Match the source in column B with the product in column A. So if, say for example, you have formic acid, citric acid and tartaric acid, you have to match it with, in lemon, which kind of acid is found, in tamarind or imli, which kind of acid is found, and in ant bite or in ants, which kind of acid is found. So we have studied the chart multiple number of times. In lemons and in citrus fruits, in the citrus fruits, what we find is, as the name itself indicates, I told you citrus fruits, what is found? Citric acid is found. Then as the name again indicates, tamarind, so you can remember from this name itself, tamarind tartaric acid. And then in case of ant bite, what is found is formic acid. Okay. Now if we match this, we have to match, in this case, A with 3. So first 3 will come. B with 1, second 1 will come. And C is with 2. So third 2 will come. So which is the closest option to this? The closest option is option number 2, that is 3, 1, 2. All right. Next question is question number 5. The tip of the matchstick contains, whenever there is a matchstick, in this case, the tip of the matchstick is, it can be in red color, it can be in black color, okay? But many are still using the red colors, right? And it can be green color, whatever you want to add in terms of color, that can be done. So let us see what does it contains. It contains phosphorus pentoxide, white phosphorus, red phosphorus or phosphorus trichloride. So the trick here is that you can remember that many of the times it is red in color, and what is added in here is the red phosphorus. So what is added? Red phosphorus is added. So with this small trick, you can remember that red phosphorus is there. All right. Next question. The process of removing calcium and magnesium from hard water is known as. Now, you can have hard water or there can be soft water. Okay. So what gives the name hard is because of their say presence of many minerals and rock salts, etc. in this particular water. Okay. So the process of removing the calcium and magnesium from the hard water needs to be done, because after that it will be better for the industrial use, and even for the, say, simple use of soap also. You will see it will not give much leather, or it will not give much froth if you are using it with hard water, because already there are dissolved calcium, magnesium, etc., because of which further dissolving of the detergent will be on a similar ground, but for the soap it will be very less. All right. So what is it? Hard water is known as, is it known as sedimentation? No, sedimentation is when something falls in the bottom of a surface, or say if sand and water is there, sand will fall here and water will remain. Is it known as filtration? By filtration, we can remove this, but we cannot remove this. Is it known as flocculation, or is it known as water softening? So if we are removing this salts and minerals, in that case, what will it become? It will become soft water, right? So it is known as water softening. What is it known as? It is known as water softening. All right. Next question. Major gaseous pollutant of the thermal power station is. major gaseous pollutant of the thermal power station is? If there is a thermal power station, what pollutants are found there? If you guys are watching live, then please answer in the comment box, all right, in the chat box, give your answers as well. So if there is a thermal power plant, then it gives away hydrogen H2S, hydrogen sulfide, NH3, NH2, or sulfur oxide. So though, see, other gases are also there, like some amount of nitrogen oxide can also be there, then other things can also be there, but the one option which we will select the oxides of sulfur. So we are going to select SO2, because in the thermal power station, if there is the burning of the coal, for example, in this case, what will happen? The oxides of sulfur will be there. So 4 we are selecting as the answer. Next question, ultraviolet radiation striking the earth is due to the depletion of. What happens? The sun UV rays are protected by the atmosphere in the first go. But if in case in the atmosphere there are different layers like troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere, then after the troposphere, what we will have somewhere in this layer itself is the ozone layer. All right. Now what happens? This ozone usually it will reflect away, it will keep away the UV rays. But because of ozone depletion, because there has been a hole in the ozone layer, especially in the Arctic region, so in this case, it can penetrate, and that is very harmful. So it is due to the depletion of what? Carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, ozone, or oxygen. What is the answer here? The correct answer is because of the ozone depletion it happens. Next question number 9. Photooxidation process is initiated by. Who initiates the photooxidation process? What is the meaning of photon? From photon, we get the term photo, and we can refer it to light. Okay. So photooxidation process is initiated by whom? Is it by light, heat, oxygen, or catalyst? What will be the correct answer? So as the name itself indicates, photooxidation will be because of the light. All right. Number 10. Vinegar made by fermentation from cane sugar contains. So what we have? Vinegar, or say acetic acid. We call the common household name of acetic acid itself is your vinegar. It can be made by, either you buy the one which is ready-made in the market, or it can be made by fermentation of cane sugar. It is commonly called as sirka in the Indian households in North India. So fermentation of cane sugar. It contains what? It contains palmitic acid, lactic acid, citric acid, or acetic acid. What will be the correct answer? So as we have discussed multiple times, that lactic acid means we have to consider that lactose and milk elements. So the one which will convert from milk to curd, that is your, by the lactobacillus, of course. So that is your lactic acid. Now in citric acid, we have already discussed, it will be found in the citric fruits. And in acetic acid, we know that vinegar by fermenting from cane sugar contains what? It contains acetic acid. Let us come to the next question. Litmus, which is the, remember, the symbiotic relationship between algae and fungus, algae and fungi. Litmus is obtained from a bacterium, a fungus, an algae, or lichen. So L for litmus, L for lichen, and it is obtained from the lichens. Lichens are also pollution indicators. What does they mean? That means if in some place there will be more pollution, these lichens will say bye-bye to this place. They will not survive in pollution. All right. Wax used for making candle is chemically a mixture of the wax which is used for making chemical. It is a mixture of alipathic hydrocarbons, aromatic hydrocarbons. Aroma is later on added for the different fragrances. The word aroma will mean, what does it mean? That's something which is good in terms of smell. Cyclic hydrocarbons or aliphatic and aromatic hydrocarbons. So wax is normally when plain wax is there. What does it means? It again for fragrance also they will mix the aroma, but that is different thing. So wax is for the aliphatic hydrocarbons. All right, we will go with option number 1, aliphatic hydrocarbons. Next is your, which of the following is not a greenhouse gas? Now here the options have changed. We found this question in last class also, but the options were different in similar question, and that time we had to select chlorofluorocarbons. Remember? But now you see, that time we selected for greenhouse gases that hydrogen. Yes, Shivani, correct. Correct answer. So yesterday, when the same question came, we had to differentiate that, okay, if they are talking about CO2 greenhouse gases, we will consider CO2, methane and water vapor, right? But looking at the question, you have to decide. In this question, though chlorofluorocarbons is there, but you still see option hydrogen is also given. So hydrogen, carbon dioxide, nitric oxide or chlorofluorocarbons. So the answer itself will change. And the answer here will become that greenhouse gases will not have hydrogen, right? So sometimes based on this option, you have to take the decision. Otherwise, we had also seen a question where we had eliminated this and considered these three must be there. So we had only one option. All right, next question. The most abundant element in the human body is nothing but, multiple times I have said, carbon and water. We are nothing but carbon and water. So that removes at least iron and nitrogen. You are left with oxygen and carbon. So which is more in the human body? Which is most, carbon or oxygen? No, nitrogen is anyhow eliminated, no? They're not asking about the atmosphere. If they would have asked about the atmosphere, in that case it would have been all right. We have nitrogen, we have oxygen, we have CO2 0.03 to 0.04%. Yes, so this is eliminated here. So in case of human body, it is oxygen. The most abundant is your oxygen. Okay. Next is your aspirin. Aspirin is commonly used as, say, various medical purposes. It is also like OTC medicine almost, though over-the-counter medicine directly also it can be brought. Aspirin is chemically known as what? What is it known? What is the chemical name? What is it chemically known as? Is it known as methyl salicylate? Is it known as hydroxysalicylate, acetyl salicylic acid, or alkali salicylic acid? Now, since aspirin is common, even if you don't know the exact answer, select the name which you have heard most commonly. That is your answer. So, whatever you have heard most commonly out of 1, 2, 3, 4, you select that as the answer, and that is correct. Would you like to guess? It is your acetyl salicylic acid. Okay. Aspirin is chemically known as acetyl salicylic acid. All right. No problem. But the 1, 2 and 4, this not heard, no? So that is why you can shortlist. The main components of biogas is, what is the main component of biogas? Is it oxygen? Is it methane? Is it acetic acid, or is it methyl alcohol? I think you can answer this question. Try this. Biogas, means what will be there? In rice field also you will find it because of the fixation bacteria. Yes, it is methane. Very good. So it is your methane. So whenever there is biogas, remember it is nothing but CH4. If there is cow dung, basically cow dung will be made in the form of slurry, and that is also say used in the biogas fuel directly, and even other kitchen waste can also be added, and all of these will help to light the gas, and from the gas you can cook the food easily. All right. Next question. The purest form of water is. Now, technically the purest form of water is, but the answer to this question, they mean to say the purest form of water in nature or naturally. Yeah, that is actually this question. And what is the answer? Tap water, rainwater, groundwater, or distilled water. Tap water, we know that there are many impurities which can be there. Yeah, Shivani, very good. Technically, actually, distilled water, because you will actually boil it up, then remove everything, and uh, what you have is the purest form of water. But there are some terms and conditions that this one is something which we have created. So that is not the answer to this question. And it has been repeated many times. And what they mean to ask is in nature, and that is your rainwater. Okay, so that is why rainwater is the correct answer. Not tap water. And groundwater, we know that forget about being the purest. In the case of contamination, with various, say, pollutants or various arsenic and fluorides, sometimes if they are increased to a certain level, there can be various diseases. Also, there are places where you get really clean groundwater, where the well is placed and there can be some kind of rock arrangement, sand arrangement, that the groundwater that is coming itself is very neat and clean. So it depends. Okay, so rainwater is the correct answer. Next question. Zinc sulfide is commonly used as. How do we use zinc? It's better not to use zinc sulfide. Why not get a rat trap than using the zinc sulfide? Catch it, throw it far away, it'll not come back. Zinc sulfide is commonly used as fungicide. Herbicide means these will be some herbs or some herbal based insecticides. Okay, not a chemical based one. Rodenticide, what are these rodents? These are, for example, rats are rodents, right? Then there can be different rats, smaller ones, bigger ones, not elephant sized ones, but uh, cat sized almost. Baby cat sized rats are also there. So rodenticides or deodorant, it is used as rodenticides. All right, that is for killing the rats. Now, rat killer, if a person eats, then the person will also die. So that was also initially those things used to happen. Somebody who drinks phenyl, etc. Then in the farmlands, the pesticides which are used, like that, the person dies. So nowadays, what they are doing is they are mixing it in a proportion that the person is not dying. Okay, so that is in a way, say, a measure which has been taken. Diluted forms are being available. Next is the nuclear energy is a mineral based energy source, but the person may die also. Huh? And in many of the farmer suicides also that thing came, that pesticides are being used. It is derived from, nuclear energy is derived from what? Nuclear energy is a mineral based energy source. It is derived from uranium, thorium, plutonium, or all of the above. What will be the correct answer? Correct, Shivani. It is derived from uranium. That is your uranium. Which one? 235. So it is derived from uranium. Next question, what are the major pollutants of cigarette smoke? Carbon dioxide and dioxin, carbon monoxide and nicotine, carbon monoxide and benzene, dioxin and benzene. So for cigarette smoke, we all know that cigarettes means nicotine, right? And here look at this option number 2, you have carbon monoxide and nicotine. Also note that in case of tea, coffee, green tea, there is caffeine. So this is also asked many times. Caffeine is in tea, coffee, and what about green tea? In green tea also it is present. All right. So what is the correct answer? Try. It is there in option number 3, that is carbon monoxide. All right. Sorry, option number 2, that is carbon monoxide and nicotine. Carbon monoxide and nicotine. Next question, the amount of chlorine available in water after disinfection is called as. Now, if there is disinfection, then is there any chlorine which is left? If it is left, is it known as free chlorine? Or after the disinfection, the amount of chlorine that is left, at least for some time, it will, some smell of chlorine will be there. We all know that, right? It is known as the residual chlorine, free available chlorine, or combined available chlorine. Try. What is the answer? It is known as, what is left behind is always known as residual, right? Very good, Shivani. What is left behind is always known as residual. So it is the residual chlorine. Next question, what is the maximum water vapor content in the atmosphere? The maximum water vapor content in the atmosphere is 2 to 3%, 3 to 4%, 4 to 5%, or 6 to 5 to 6%. The maximum CO2 is 0.03% to 0.04%. But still, in case of the greenhouse gases, it is the leading one. Similarly, water vapor is the leading because this one has 3 to 4% content in the atmosphere. All right. So what is correct? Option number 2, 3 to 4%. Next, what is aqua regia? Aqua regia is an instantly made, say, diluted, not diluted, instantly made liquid. Okay. And what is used is 1 portion of concentrated nitric acid is used and 3 portion of concentrated hydrochloric acid is used, and the solution which will come up, which is made instantly at that time only, this solution will melt gold. It will melt gold and other noble metals. It has the capacity to melt it. So aqua regia is a 1:3 mixture by volume of concentrated nitric acid and concentrated hydrochloric acid. Concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated nitric acid. These two options are same, no? Okay, so anyone that you select from one or two is correct because, oh, wait a second. What is this one is wrong because this says concentrated hydrochloric acid in 1 portion and this one says concentrated nitric acid and concentrated hydrochloric acid. That means 1 portion of HNO3 and 3 portion of HCl. So 1 is the correct answer. Okay, you've written 1. Very good. Wait. Read the next question. The important ore of aluminium is, we all know, very common, that bauxite is the ore of aluminium. All right. What about hematite? Hematite is the iron ore. So here the correct answer will be correct. It is your bauxite. Let us look at the next question. Ethanol containing 5% water is known as, if the ethanol contains 5% of water, it will be known as what? It will be known as rectified spirit, denatured spirit, methylated alcohol, or the power alcohol. This question has also been repeatedly asked. Okay, it is known as what? It is known as rectified spirit. This is also a repeated question. Next, candle is a mixture of. Just before some time we have seen the question with respect to wax. Now the question is with respect to what? Candle. What is it? It is a mixture of. Option number 1, paraffin wax, should be wax, and stearic acid. Option number 2, beeswax and stearic acid. Option number 3, beeswax candles actually can be made, but just imagine the cost. Yeah, and other things also has to be mixed. And that can just be a level that, okay, this has been used, but cannot be the entire candle. Higher fatty acids and stearic acid, bee wax and paraffin wax. Okay, now this one can also have stearic acid. In that case, we can do say option number 4 as well. But here the correct answer will be paraffin wax and stearic acid. Okay, 1 is the correct answer. Did you write? Paraffin wax and stearic acid. Next question. The greenhouse effect is caused by higher level of which gas in the atmosphere? So greenhouse effect means carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, or sulfur dioxide. Always we will give preference to whom? We will give preference to methane, to water vapor, and to carbon dioxide, right? So higher level of which one we will select? Carbon dioxide. Next question, which one of the following is not a radioactive element? Which is not a radioactive element? Uranium is used as the fuel. We had studied just before some time. Why? Can you use a radioactive element as fuel? No. Thorium, radium, and cadmium. What about which one you're seeing for this one? 2. Okay, all right. Try this. Try to write the word or the letter, that is UR or TH, like that. So uranium can be used as a fuel because it is not the radioactive element in this, and that's why it is used as fuel. Which one is used? The isotope uranium-235 is used, and the rest are radioactive. Thorium is radioactive, radium is radioactive, cadmium is radioactive. Remember, Marie Curie died because of this, right? Because these are radioactive material. What about uranium? Uranium is not a radioactive element. All right. Next question. The isotope of uranium used in atomic reactors multiple times we have discussed. Which isotope is used? Uranium-235 is used. The residual left after extracting juice from sugar beet and sugar cane is, the juice is extracted from the beet. We have the beet sugar, which is produced by Cuba, and they also produce the highest. They are known as the sugar bowl of the world. For sugarcane in India, highest producer. Now, what is after? What is whey protein? That is different. Biomass is dried up mass of anything which was living once upon a time. Now it is known as molasses or bagasse. The juice is removed and what is left is only a, remember the trick, it is like a bagasse. So it is bagasses. There are many use of this as well. Major constituent of gobar gas is, just before some time we had discussed what will be the major constituent of gobar gas. I think you can easily answer this. Try. Just before some time we had discussed. This can be gobar gas. This can be used as fuel, right? And this is nothing but methane. So 2 is the correct answer, methane. Correct. Very good, Shivani. Next question. White coal is, what is white coal? Is it uranium? Is it hydroelectricity? Is it diamond or is it ice? This is an old concept that when people were using coal and when the hydropower had started. So what happened that time? Coal was giving the pollution, right? So what was better is your the hydropower because it is not creating the pollution. So that is the concept here. Okay, no, diamond is the allotrophic form of carbon, that is different. So what is white coal? In that sense, option number 2, that is white coal is hydroelectricity. Okay, another say explanation and another way of understanding this, if this set of options are not there, is that you may have seen in many cold regions what they do, wherever the fireplace is there, on top of that they will put the logs etc so that they are dried up, because if they are dried up this will use as a better fuel. It will not be as good as coal, but it is still a better fuel than the other forms because it is already dried up just in top of their fireplace. In some places they use to dry food as well. I'm not sure how far it is correct in present day as well, but in the coldest regions where the water in the pipes will also freeze, this is sure they're breaking the ice and using these sources are there. The light is always, the fire is always on, and on top of the fireplace there is the goat etc, this kind of meat is dried up so that it can be used in the extreme winters. I can give you the examples also, but let us skip that part. The fuel used in an atomic reactor is. What fuel is used in an atomic reactor? We have seen it is not coal, not petrol, not combustible gases. What is it? Uranium. Uranium-235 is used as the fuel. The gas does not form the part of atmosphere. Which gas does not form? You have highest nitrogen, 78%. You have oxygen. What else do you have? You have chlorine. You have helium, none of this. So helium is there, but chlorine gas is not there. So what is the correct answer? Chlorine is the correct answer. वीडियो लाइए पीरियडिक टेबल के लिए ठीक है. All right. I will implement that. Okay. Ammonial is a mixture of ammonium powder and ammonium nitrate, aluminum powder and ammonium chloride, aluminum powder and ammonium sulfate, aluminum powder and potassium nitrate. So what is ammonial? It is ammonium powder, and if you will see, aluminum is there. This in all the cases you have seen that aluminum powder is there. So aluminum powder we are sure. Now just look at the name even if you're not sure about answer. It is your ammonium nitrate, ammonium chloride, ammonium sulfate. At least you can eliminate 4 for sure. Okay. And the answer here is it is a mixture of aluminum powder and ammonium nitrate. All right. Next question. The compound to which H2 does not add is. So it does not add to biphenylethylene, tetraphenylethylene. So the answer here is it does not add to tetraphenylethylene. And this one is the last question of the day. Detergents clean surfaces on the principle of. So on what principle it will clean? On the principle of surface tension. It will stick like this. Then from all sides it will pull out the dirt. And that is how the detergents will do the cleaning. All right. So I have another class in the Hindi channel just after this one. So I will have to end this class here. All right. So make sure that you are seeing these classes in the live mode and we are doing the discussion. But now I have to go for the next class at 2 p.m. I will see you there. Take care, stay blessed, and consider giving a like to the video. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.